Namaste, Sitaram. A pleasant good morning. Welcome to Rudraaya. I'm your host, Nisha Sharma, and Rudraaya is being brought to you with the kind compliments of Maharudradev Mandir. And of course, the Mandir is located at 850 Tapscott Road, Unit 34 in Scarborough, with Tapscott and McNichol being our closest intersection. So we are celebrating Navratri here at Maharudradev Mandir. And of course, tonight we will be having puja. And if you are interested in attending one of our sessions, we do have our booking system on our website. And so all you need to do is go in and select the date that you plan to visit us for Navratri, and we will be expecting you. So of course, if you are planning to visit, it is everyone needs to be fully vaccinated. And that's a policy of the Mandir, and of course, mask is mandatory. So we hope to see you for one of these nights. Without further ado, we'll get straight into our pravachan with our spiritual leader, Pandit Ravi Sharma.
Dear devotees, once again it is my pleasure to be here in the company of you and yours via Rudraaya. We'll be celebrating Navratri soon. And so I'm sure by now many of you have understood of the auspiciousness that governs the Navratri. During Navratri, for these 9 nights and days, the divine is worshipped and remembered in her Navadurga in her 9 forms. And of these 9 forms, of course, she is broken down in the worship as Shri Durga, Shri Mata Lakshmi, Shri Mata Saraswati. During the Navratri, indeed, the first 3 days, the Divine Mother is celebrated in the form of Durga. Second, 3 days in honor the Devi as Lakshmi. And of course, the final 3 days is dedicated to Shri Saraswati. Indeed, Durga, the goddess of courage and strength. The goddess Durga is patronized as a Shakti energy who wards off all evils. Durga also means hill. An exceedingly difficult task is often described as mountainous or uphill. When there is positive energy or the Durga Shakti, negative forces cannot overpower us. Durga Ma is shown to be riding a lion, complementing the aspect of courage or valor, which is the essence of Durga Shakti. Durga Mata is depicted indeed with many hands. One hand with a noose, one hand with a gourd, one hand with a sword, one with the scriptures. She represents a multi-faced, faceted skill in action and the capabilities to surmount all obstacles. Then, the next 3 days, in a worship of the Divine Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. Indeed, Mata Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth and prosperity, she is called. Wealth is a vital ingredient bestowed upon us for the maintenance and progress in our lives. It is much more than just having money. It can mean an abundance of knowledge, skills and talents, and so Mata Lakshmi is remembered. Lakshmi implies the complete spiritual and material well-being of a person. Lakshmi Mata is depicted as seated on a lotus in water. Water by nature flows. Similarly, wealth gets its value if it is serving some purpose and not kept stagnant. The lotus is stable through the flowing water, and this signifies stability and dynamism, cultivated in progress. And of course, the final 3 days and nights, Mata Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, is remembered. And of course, she is the one who gives the essence, Sahara, of the self, Swa. She is often depicted as being seated on a rock, symbolizing knowledge. Indeed, knowledge is a rock of unfaltering support, and it always stays with us. Saraswati Mata, a vahan or vehicle, is a swan. When the mixture of milk and water is given to a swan, it will drink just the milk curd, which symbolizes the power of discrimination, viveka, using which we must take the positive in life and leave out the negativeness. May the blessings of the divine, Shri Durga, Sri Mata Lakshmi, Sri Mata Saraswati, be bestowed upon each and every one of you. Om Shanti, 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 Harihi Om.
सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया। सुन मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया। तेरा पारन पाया,
तेरा पारन पाया,
तेरा पारन पाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया।
सुनो मेरो देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया।
पान सुपारी बजा नारियल ले तेरी भेंट चढ़ाया। पान सुपारी बजा नारियल ले तेरी भेंट चढ़ाया। स्वचोले तेरी अंग विराज है, ईश्वर तिलक लगाया। सुनो मोरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया।
पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया।
ब्रह्मवेर पढ़े तेरी द्वारे, शंकर ध्यान लगाया। ब्रह्मवेर पढ़े तेरी द्वारे, शंकर ध्यान लगाया। धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती, मोहन भोग लगाया। सुनो मेरी देवी पर्वतवासिनी, तेरा पारन पाया। धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती, मोहन भोग लगाया। धूप दीप नैवेद्य आरती, मोहन भोग लगाया। सतयुग त्रेता द्वापर मध्य, कलयुग राज सवाया। सतयुग त्रेता द्वापर मगे कलयुग राज सभाया सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पारण पाया तेरा पारण पाया तेरा पारण पाया मैया तेरा पारण पाया मैया तेरा पारण पाया सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पारण पाया सुनो मेरे देवी पर्वतवासिनी तेरा पारण पाया तेरा पारण पाया तेरा पारण पाया.
My dear viewers, as I mentioned at the beginning of the program today, we are celebrating Navratri. And of course, this past week, we want to send some special birthday greetings to two wonderful members of Maharudraaya Mandir, women that I consider to be akin to a mother to me. And of course, that is Auntie Drupati. She celebrated her birthday this past week. And of course, Auntie Dolly, who also celebrated her birthday this past week. And to celebrate and commemorate this joyous occasion, they both performed puja this for the Navratri. So on behalf of Maharudraaya Mandir, as well as the crew at Rudraaya, we want to wish both of you Mataji's blessings for happiness and health always. Enjoy this episode of Rudraaya. We'll now get into our health segment with our own Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon.
Sitaram and welcome to Health Corner. I am Dr. Sachin Ramkisoon, and today we are discussing the medical issues that are more prevalent in people of South Asian and West Indian origin. This is an especially relevant topic to many of our viewers, and one that I get many requests about. The South Asian population is the largest minority group in Canada, accounting for 5% of the entire population, or 1.5 million people. As a result, over the past 30 years, there has been much research into the prevalence of certain health conditions in people of South Asian origin as compared to the general public. These studies have shown that the South Asian and West Indian communities do have higher risks of certain health conditions as compared to other ethnicities. There are three major health conditions that studies have shown to have higher rates within the South Asian community. These include diabetes, dyslipidemia, and most importantly, cardiovascular disease. The reason for this increased disease prevalence is complex and is found to be partially cultural and partially a genetic predisposition for developing these diseases amongst people of Indian origin. Firstly, South Asians have some of the highest rates of type 2 diabetes of any ethnic population. It is 4 times higher than the national average. In fact, it is estimated that 1 in 3 South Asians will develop some form of diabetes in their lifetime. The South Asian diet may be a contributing factor since it tends to be higher in refined carbohydrates and higher glycemic index foods, which increases the blood glucose level significantly. We all know that the staple of the Indian diet includes the flour that we eat in roti and the rice that we eat every day. Both of these tend to be higher glycemic index foods that increase blood sugar levels significantly, worsening the development of diabetes. The second is dyslipidemia, which refers to the imbalance of the various cholesterol levels in the blood. Compared to the general population, people of Indian origin have higher levels of LDL cholesterol, the bad cholesterol, and lower levels of HDL cholesterol, the good cholesterol. Finally, one of the most important health conditions amongst South Asians is the higher prevalence of cardiovascular disease, which includes heart disease and stroke. In fact, South Asian ethnicity has been identified as a major risk factor for cardiovascular disease. This phenomenon is termed the South Asian heart. Research has shown that South Asians have the highest rates of heart attack compared to other ethnicities. In addition, South Asians are prone to developing coronary artery disease at a much younger age than the general population. Often, this happens before the age of 40 in South Asian men. The location of the plaque buildup also is more concerning in the South Asian population, often involving the left main coronary artery and sometimes all three vessels at the same time. We are more likely to develop diabetes and at a younger age, which is a major risk factor for heart attacks. These studies have shown that this predisposition for heart disease is not just due to our lifestyle, but is due to our genetics. Even if you take out the effect of our food and lifestyle, there's still a genetic predisposition to develop these risk factors for cardiovascular disease. Knowing that we are at a higher risk of developing diabetes, dyslipidemia, and cardiovascular disease allows us to target lifestyle and health changes to help prevent the onset of these conditions. Thank you for joining me on Health Corner, and I look forward to speaking with you again next week on Rudraaya.
दीनन दुख हरन देव दीनन दुख हरन देव संतन हितकारी संतन हितकारी दीनन दुख हरन देव दीनन दुख हरन देव मीन गीत याद मीन गीत याद इनमें कहूँ कौन साथ मीन गीत याद पंछी को पैद बरात पंछी को पैद बरात घन का सितारी दीनन दुख हरन देव दीनन दुख हरन देव संतन हितकारी ध्रुव के सर छद्र देत ध्रुव के सर छद्र देत प्रहलाद को पार देत ध्रुव के सर छद्र देत भक्त हित बान्यु सेत भक्त हित बान्यु सेत लंकापुरी चारे दीनन दुख हरन देव दीनन दुख हरन देव संतन हितकारी इतने हरियाए गए इतने हरियाए गए बस नन आरो दबई बस नन आरो दबई सूरदास तारो तारो सूरदास तारो तारो याद रो बिकारी याद रो बिकारी दीनन दुख हरन देव दीनन दुख हरन देव संतन हितकारी संतन हितकारी दीनन दुख हरन देव दीनन दुख हरन देव दीनन दुख हरन देव हरन देव हरन देव
My dear viewers, I hope you are enjoying this segment of Rudraaya. We are reaching you in the comfort of your own home on this very auspicious occasion of Navratri. And of course, Durga Ashtami will be celebrated on Wednesday. That's October the 13th, this Wednesday coming. And if you'd like to, again, attend the service, please call us or go onto our website and book the evening that you'd like to visit us. Puja starts at 6:30 every evening and we conclude at 8 p.m. So please ensure that if you'd like to attend, you do book or you do call us at the number on the screen. We'll get straight into our corporate segment with Kamalji from Lotus Funeral Home.
Sitaram, my name is Kamal Bardwaj, and I'm the owner of Lotus Funeral Cremation Center in Toronto and Kitchener Funeral Home Crematorium in Kitchener. I'm also a licensed funeral director. I just want to take a moment to speak about COVID-19's and the latest developments in our industry. As you know, it has really changed how funerals are being done. But even with that said, funerals are still taking place. What's happened is we are maintaining the social distancing of 2 meters. Also, when people arrive into our building, they are asked to put on hand sanitizer through our automated machines. Their names are logged in and their contact information as required in case for traceability. And when they enter the rooms, all the chairs have been sanitized. Even after there are people coming in and out, seats are changing from one group to another. Each time those chairs are sanitized with a spray. So these are kind of things that we have to do. As well, door handles are sanitized constantly throughout a viewing or service. But we are using live stream such as Zoom, and people are able to watch, those who live abroad, a funeral service or a visitation. They can even interact, so some may have speeches from back home. And they can watch the speeches, and they can also be part of the speeches because through technology, they can speak at the computer and they'll be put on our screens in our hall, and people can listen to them doing eulogies or speeches during a service. But even with that said, it's not the same. The grieving obviously has become something where people have to grieve apart from each other. With restrictions on numbers, we are at 30% capacity of our building, but we still have quite a few people that are coming in and out of the building. Because we're a larger facility, at 30%, you still have a high number of people still coming into our facility. But we maintain social distancing at all times. Obviously, there are families that are in a bubble group, so they can maintain a closer proximity to each other. But it's still important to be wary of that and to be making sure you wash your hands when you're at the funeral home, even when you arrive home, to wash your hands or even take a shower. It's a good thing to do. Change your clothes. So being smart about the situation that's happening out there is very important for all of us to stay safe. Thank you. Sitaram.
Life is beautiful, but death is inevitable. I realized this when my dad passed away. So much pain, and amidst all this, the worry of arranging a funeral. Thankfully, in all this, Kamal stood by me. From the viewing to the cremation, he arranged it all at one location. Once someone is gone, they don't come back. But Lotus Funeral Home knows how to give them a respectable farewell.
तेरा भी पुजारी करता हूँ तेरी पूजा, क्या धरती माता और क्या गंगा मैया, इन सब से बड़ी मेरी माँ है, सबसे बड़ी मेरी माँ है। क्या गोकुल देखो, मैं क्या मथुरा जाऊं, मेरे मुरली वालया आए, मुरली वालया आए। क्या धरती माता और क्या गंगा मैया, क्या गोकुल देखो, मैं क्या मथुरा जाऊं, क्या धरती माता और क्या गंगा मैया।
My dear viewers, we've come to the end of another segment of Rudraaya. I hope you've enjoyed this morning's very special segment where we celebrated Navratri, and again we're celebrating Navratri at Maharujit Mandir. If you'd like to attend one of the remaining sessions, please call us The policy of the mandir is that anyone visiting must be fully vaccinated, and of course a mask is mandatory for wearing at all times. Durga Ashtami will be celebrated on Wednesday, and we conclude on Thursday with Saraswati Puja. So please be sure to call us if you'd like to attend one of the services. And of course, during the program today, I mentioned special birthday greetings going out to my aunt, Auntie Drupati, as well as my other aunt, Auntie Dolly, as they both celebrated their birthday this past week. And what could I say about mothers? You know, mothers are, they are an epitome, a reflection, a representation of the Lord Himself. And as you know, the Lord sends our mothers to take care of us because He takes care of us through our mother. That selfless love that we experience with our mothers, we won't be able to find it anywhere. So a special blessings to both Auntie Drupati and Auntie Dolly. May Mataji keep you safe, happy and healthy, and we wish you all of life's greatest treasures. So enjoy your special week this week, a celebration of Navratri. We'd like to thank our kind sponsors at Maharudraaya Mandir, as well as our executive producer Gary Khan for making Rudraaya possible. And of course, until we meet again next week, have a blessed week and happy Navratri to you and your family. Stay safe. Namaste.
दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो हमारे घर राम बजो हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो कौन करे राम कौन करे लक्ष्मण कौन करे राम कौन करे लक्ष्मण कौन भरत बुआन हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो वेलुदावे अनधन सुंबान वेलुदावे अनधन सुंबान वेलुदावे बजदान वेलुदावे बजदान हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो अमर राम दुष्कर लक्ष्मण अमर राम दुष्कर लक्ष्मण इष्ट भरत बुआन हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो कौशल्यालुतावे अनधन सुन्वान कौशल्यालुतावे अनधन सुन्वान दशरथावे बजदान दशरथी पावे बजदान हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो हमारे घर राम बजो हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो दुर्गा नदियो वरदान हमारे घर राम बजो